Hello there and welcome to Sue's Paper Creations. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Canada, and today I want to introduce you to the buckle fold card. Now, I recently saw a card done by Francis Martin on YouTube, and I wanted to do a couple of my own takes on the buckle card. So here they are. I'm going to first show you a couple cards that I've made and the reason why it is called a buckle card. So this is the one that we are going to be making today, and the reason why it is called a buckle card is because of this piece here that actually holds the card closed. So there it is there, adorable little owl, and the band just slips right underneath this owl piece there. So this acts as the buckle, this is the little belt, okay? Now, you can do that in a couple different ways. Here's another one here where I have used the jar and this little band. You can open up, it's got a couple little fireflies in there. I love this. And this band just slips right underneath that jar, okay? Another way you can do it is you can cut a little slit in the front of the card, and you can have that band slide through the little slit. So that's another way of doing it as well. So I just wanted to show you the two different options. We are going to get started making the owl card because I absolutely love this little owl and was so sad to see it on the retired list. So I just had to make it one more time for you guys. These buckle cards I actually did with my hostess group last night and the night before, but I just wanted to be able to share this card I thought was just so cute with a little peekaboo here that I wanted to share it with everybody. So now, the main thing when you're making the buckle card, it is a super easy cut, and all that you have to do, I'm going to put the pieces back together here. There is no waste. That's why I love this card. So you have got an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and what I've done is I've just cut 5.5 inches off. Okay, so I've cut it so it is a 5.5 by 8 inch piece of cardstock. I've scored it down the middle at 4.25. And I've just basically cut it like I was going to do just your normal fold card. Just a normal fold card, okay? Then what I did is I took 1.25 inches off of one side, okay? And this side ends up being the front of your card, but this little piece here, I then scored at 2 inches, and this is the piece that's going to give you your band that goes through your buckle, okay? So it's kind of nice. It is a no waste, okay? So we are not wasting any pieces that we cut off. We're going to use them all, okay? So I'm going to get started with stamping the front of the card. So I'm going to put my actual card base pieces aside, and I brought in just a white piece of paper here because I am going to be stamping a large background stamp, and that is the wood grain stamp that I'm going to be using with some crumb cake. And I'm just stamping that on Sahara Sand piece of cardstock. And this piece of cardstock here measures 2 3/4 by 5.25. Okay, and this is going to just layer over that front little panel really easily. So I'm just inking up my big huge wood grain stamp, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp that on that front little panel piece. There we go. So there it is. Then I'm going to bring in my finished one here. I wanted this because it is spring. Finally in Victoria, we're getting a little bit of sunshine. I wanted this to be a cherry blossom tree that these owls are hanging out in. So I brought in the Sheltering Tree stamp set, and I wanted to use one of our in colors. So this is the powder pink. This is one of the new in colors that is going to be coming out June the 1st. And I'm going to take just this, a piece of 4 by 5.25, And this is going to line the inside of the card. So for the buckle card, you want to have a liner in there. And the reason for that is this little lever piece here is going to actually hide in behind that liner. And so you don't end up seeing this little piece. That's how it's going to attach, okay? But because you see this side here, I want to stamp a little detail, a little interest on there. So that's why I chose the cherry blossoms, okay? So this stamp set here, we're going to use the same from the stamp set as well. This one is Sheltering Tree, and I love the stamp set. So we're just using the blossoms. We're not going to actually do the branches. I'm just going to use the blossoms, and I'm going to use this Thinking of You saying on there, okay? So I'm going to ink it up here, and I'm going to put one little bunch of blossoms there, and then I'm going to do a little second generation just because I like to have the different tones of color. So you can just see very faint little color there. And I'm going to also put it on when we have our buckle folded here. This is going to be the front of it. So I want to have a little cherry blossom on that too. And it's okay if you get on this piece because that's going to be tucked underneath your card, okay, when you put it together underneath the liner. All right, so there's all my cherry blossom pieces. Now I just have to bring in this wood grain piece here, and I'm going to glue it to the front of my card. So I'm just going to get out my Tombow glue here, which is always my glue of choice. I love using it because it gives you a little bit of give when you're placing it down. Okay, so there we have it on the front panel. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Big Shot, and I'm going to cut. I'm going to use one of the circles from our layering circle, and I'm just going to cut that little window. So this is the window that owl that is on the inside of the card is going to peek through. Okay, I'm just going to bring in my Big Shot, put down my board here. We're going to pop this on, and I'm going to put it off to one side just a little bit, just because the other one is going to be sitting kind of more to the right. So I'm going to put that top window up to the left. Okay, so I'm just going to run this through. Put it through that way. I'm just going to roll it back. Perfect. Get that out of the way. And there we have our little window for our owl. Now I love this little circle. I'm going to keep that, and that will end up on a card or a tag at some point. Okay, so now we have got our front panel with our little window. Okay, we have got our liner here, and we have got our little belt. Okay, so the next step, what I want to do is I want to just have a look and see where I'm going to be placing my little owl. Okay, I'm going to bring in my little accent buckle piece, and to make this I again used one of the scallop circles from the layering circles, and then I love the stitch detail on these stitch shapes, so I used one of the circles out of there. I'm going to layer that over top. Okay, there we go. And this is what is going to keep that card closed. So I want to do kind of a rough estimate of where I want this to go. And I'm thinking right about there because I want to be able to have room for my saying. So I'm going to kind of just hold it there, kind of just to mark it. Okay. And I'm going to open up my card, and I'm going to get rid of just this little liner here. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of glue to this little under tab. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay. Now what you want to make sure when you're putting this buckle piece on is that it is flush with the side of your card. So I'm just making sure that that is nice and flush. nice and straight with the side of my card. So you can see you want it flush with this side of the card, okay? So I've given that a good press. Now that that's in place, what I can do is I can place my liner in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of Tombow glue on there. And I'm gonna put my little cherry blossoms in, okay? So that's just gonna layer on the inside. All right, I think we're doing pretty good so far. Moving right along. Okay, now we get to do the super cute part, okay? And that is creating those adorable little owls, okay? So I'm gonna put this piece aside and I am going to bring in my owl punch. Now, this is one of my very favorite punches. It is retiring. It is, well, supplies last right now. So if you want to grab this, now is the time. You can make not only owls, but if you just Google Owl Builder Punch Stampin' Up! On your computer, you are going to have hundreds and hundreds of ideas with this punch. Different cards made out with it, but also people have cut the little tips of them off. They've made it into a ghost. They've made it into a little penguin. They've added pieces and made it into all sorts of different critters, okay? So check that out because it is super cute, okay? Now, I went ahead and I put together one of my happy little owls, okay? And then I'm going to just show you how easy it is to put together the other ones. So for an owl, you're gonna need a body. Owls have those different layers that kind of make the eyes pop out. So I've got 2 white big circles, I've got 2 black medium, and they have got these little tiny mini ones here that you would use for eyeballs. Now I myself, I am a sucker for googly eyes. So I went the googly eye route just because I love the look of the googly eyes on the owl. So I went for the 2 layers of those eyes. That's the little suit I'm putting on. So cute. So you could use any color cardstock, any color designer series paper, and you could create little owls in all sorts of different suits. I recently saw actually someone make a little owl and it had on it, they created a little grad cap, which I thought was adorable for graduation coming up. Have an owl with a grad cap on. Super cute, okay? So again, I'm just using my Tombow glue. I am layering all my little different layers for those eyeballs. Here comes the black pieces in there, just like that. And finishing touch, just need a little bit of that glue glued on there, is the googly eyes. So googly eyes are going on. There's one. Oh God, these are so cute. And there's our other one. Okay. Oh, they're looking adorable, okay? And they got the little Google in there. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring in my pieces for the card and we're just gonna finish putting this together. So the key thing when putting this together, now that you have got your actual belt piece here, nice and flush with the side of your card, it's tucked underneath that liner, is making sure that when you glue this on, you don't put any adhesive in the center of this buckle piece, okay? Because you need to be able to slip that belt underneath there, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna attach my owl to it first. And I think I'm going to put this adorable little purple one on the front. So I'm just going to add my dimensions on there and I'm going to stick her right there because she's so cute. And when I go to put her on here, I want to add a little bit of dimension just on the very bottom and the very top of this. So to do that, I want to use some nice thin pieces of our dimensions. So I'm going to go to these edge pieces here and I'm going to snip just a couple, just like that.
And I'm going to make sure I've got it at the top and the bottom. We don't want our owl crooked. So I'm going to put one towards the top and the one on the opposite side on the bottom. And this is all that you want to put on there. You don't want to put any on any other sides because it's going to prevent that belt from popping through there. Okay, now, so that I get it on straight, I'm actually going to fold my card and I'm going to pop it on so it's centered. And I know that those pop-up pieces on the very, very edges, so I don't have to worry. And there we have our little buckle. Isn't that cute? So now I'm going to open this up and I'm going to check out where to put this happy little guy here. That looks pretty good. I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive here. You can hear my dog barking in the backyard. There.
Hello everyone, sorry about that, battery died, but here I am back, and this is again the finished card. So I was just placing this little owl in the right spot when the battery died, so there it is, and there is the finished buckle card. So once again, there's a couple different ways you can make this card. Have a look at all your different thinlits that you've got, and I'm sure you have some that will work out perfect for this. And again, if you don't have a big shot, you don't have the thinlits, then you can always just use a punch and do a little buckle like that as well with your favorite stamps. If you are looking at, purchasing a big shot, I do give away a free embossing folder when someone purchases a big shot through me. So if that's something that you're wanting to get, let me know. As for specials and stuff on right now, we still have the Eastern Palace bundles. I am still giving away, and probably will continue to do this for quite some time because they have been quite a hit, these little grab bags, 4-card kit grab bags. So with every order placed $50 or more before shipping and taxes, I will mail one of those out to you. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to new catalog starting in June. So if you are in town, if you live in Victoria, I am going to have a new catalog launch on May the 28th, which is a Sunday, from 10 to 1. I will also be selling off a ton of my used stamp sets at that launch as well, and have classes up that will be available the next couple months. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for supporting me again, and hope you're enjoying these videos. And I will be back probably next week with another tip or card for you. Okay? Have a good weekend. Thank you.